Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Daniel here with another book review video. Today I'm looking at Sticky Blue, A Boy in a Battleship by Rowe. So just to read from the blurb of this book, it says, 4 years of a boy Buchanan's life in the Royal Marines, told as it was from his spectator position on the bridge of a battleship, joining prior to his 14th birthday. His story is of training, travel and active service, culminating in the British Pacific Fleet, with dramatic kamikaze action during the last major battle of the war. Rowe was born in 1927 and, having joined the Royal Marines in 1941, went to sea when he was 14 and a half. After his boy's service, he turned over to the ranks and served with the Royal Marine Commandos in various parts of the world until 1956 when he left the Corps. Having followed further careers in electronics and personnel management, he now lives in Devon. So this book was first published in 1995. Doesn't say how many chapters there are because none of them are numbered. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 21, 22 chapters plus an appendix. It's 190 pages, 191 if you include the bibliography. There's pictures throughout this book. Every half dozen pages or so is pictures. The writing is pretty small but still pretty legible. Each page is full. But it's very much sort of one boy's story, and it's interesting because it's from the perspective of a boy bugler aboard a battleship, specifically HMS Howe, which was the fifth of King George V class battleships. So it follows Rowe's story from when he first joined the Royal Marines. It goes through his training before looking at him joining HMS Howe. Howe was commissioned in 1942 up in Glasgow, but on the Clyde. It then follows how the ship went to Scarborough to continue working up, where a number of insights are offered. So in terms of the day-to-day routine of joining the ship, from cleaning ship, messing, to the whole procedure of entering Scarborough, saluting with ship, and salutes that are rendered by a bugle depending on who was in command of each vessel. So, for example, there's it's written in the book how upon reaching Scarborough, there's a salute rendered to Admiral commanding 14th Cruiser Squadron, and then this battleship, and then this cruiser, then commanding ship of the home fleet, and it all depends on rank and how long the ship's been in service, for example. So HMS Anson had to salute the Howe, even though Howe, being a newer ship, the commanding officer was more senior, so Howe had to give the salute, which was in turn returned. It focuses on the ship's deployment briefly to the Mediterranean. Her role is ironically foresaid, with HMS King George V, where she partook in the invasion of Sicily, bombarding Italian positions. It's ironic that foresaid was the name given to the task force comprised of HMS Prince of Wales and the battlecruiser Repulse, which was lost at the hands of the Japanese 10th of December 1941. So it is ironic that two King George V battleships serving in the Mediterranean were given that same designation. But then sort of there's the whole focus on the transit of the Suez Canal and then the one in the Pacific, which offers a unique insight because I think, when we look at the Mediterranean war, it tends to be sort of early years of that conflict. So it tends to be the Battle of Cape Matapan or, Meuse Kabir or whatever other battle. It tends to be either the engagements of Force H or the Mediterranean fleet under Admiral Cunningham. and then sort of after Operation Torch, the one Mediterranean, if not focusing on the Battle for Malta, appears to focus on sort of this subsequent land campaign in North Africa, and then the invasion of Sicily, campaign in Sicily, invasion of Italy, and then the war up the Italian route. And it seems the one in the Pacific, the one far east from the British perspective, the British Army over there's referred to as the Forgotten Army. And the one in the Pacific, it tends to focus on sort of Admiral Nimitz and his campaign, John MacArthur and his campaign, topping through the Philippines, and it tends to focus on the Keystone engagements, whereas what this book does is it doesn't sort of seek to readdress that balance by any means, but it offers a unique insight which shows that the Royal Navy was very much a part of the war in the Pacific, against the wishes of some Americans who viewed the war as their war. It offers a unique perspective because sort of you're on the bridge of the Battleship during kamikaze attacks, and it's the sort of an innocence which comes across because at the time Rowe was sort of a boy bugler, so being a teenager, it is very much sort of that innocent mindset. I mean, I know most of those that fought the war were early 20s, mid 20s, so they were hardly adults themselves, barely out of their teens. Some of them were 18, 19, so very much still in their teens, but sort of for us to be a boy going to see in his account, it makes it a fascinating read. And what I like as well is the story of a battleship at war, and I think HMS Howe seems to be a warship which is overlooked. I think there tends to be a focus in naval history where individual ships are concerned of the big names, so HMS Hood, Bismarck, Ark Royal, Scharnhorst, and sort of the battles that they fought. It's I think legacy Duke of York, Anson Howe also would be overlooked. Even the great American battleships like Missouri, Iowa, even slightly older ones, Washington, are all overlooked, but they all play a valuable role in the war, valuable contribution is made. So it's valuable from that perspective because it offers something of a unique insight. The books on warships I can immediately think of is HMS Electra by T.J. Kane, which obviously unique insight into a destroyer at war. There's the book by Geoffrey Brooke, Alarm Starboard, about HMS Prince of Wales to her sinking. There's Battleship by Martin Middlebrook, which covers the sinking there, but they're all quite famous ships to a degree. So that was pretty enjoyable about this week, was the fact that Howe is a vessel that has been somewhat overlooked, and she didn't see too much service, but at the same time she was part of Britain's last class of battleships, and I think that's something that has to be recognised. So it was very much the end of the battleship era that aircraft carrier was coming into its own, so it does make a fascinating read in that respect. It ends with Robin Rowe turning 18 and being admitted to the ranks, but for me it was a fascinating read. So if you've had the pleasure of reading that book, I'd love to hear from you. What are your thoughts on it? If you haven't, if you're interested in reading about Battleship at War, I certainly recommend it. What are your thoughts on that subject? It'd be interesting to hear from you. If you drop that in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, it'd be great if you could hit a like, and we'll catch you next time.